Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports Today. I'm Maureen Russell-Hodson. Centerville Wee Elks has a long-standing history of teaching sportsmanship and other skills to our community's youth. Here to tell us more about the program and some new changes that you may not be familiar with are Jason Taylor and Tony Miltenberger, both from the Wee Elks Board. And thank you guys both for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, so Wee Elks, I mean, everybody knows the Wee Elks. It's like a 50-year-old program, right?
Mm-hmm. If you've been in Centerville for any length of time, then you've heard the glory days about the Wee Elks and what an incredible organization it is.
And it's for kids starting in first grade?
First grade all the way up to sixth grade.
Sixth.
And boys for football?
Yep. Well,
actually, it's open.
Okay.
Anybody can play.
I
do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
football and cheer.
Yeah. We had a few girls last year in football.
And they were pretty dominant, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, girls rock. We know that. And it's not the football that maybe even my kids played 5 or 6 years ago, because a lot of changes have come along, and especially in terms of safety. And I know one of the things that we really want to talk about today is the change in helmets, because this is a concern for parents. Maybe they're thinking, not so sure if my kid should get out there and play at first or second grade.
Well, over the last couple of years, we've heard so much about concussions. And we've heard so much about safety concerns and a lot of really hype about what to do to keep our kids safe. And so this year, the Wee Elks Board decided to do something about it. One of our core values is making sure that we have the best technology on the field. So we went ahead and made a $55,000 investment in brand new.
It's very significant.
Very significant. Brand new Rydell SpeedFlex helmets. And these helmets are top of the line. They offer a level of comfort and fit that's unparalleled previous years of Wee Elks football. And if you've ever played football, you know that coaches oftentimes end up yanking on the chin straps, and they're doing all this thing to try to get the helmet to fit nice and snug on this young man's head. And now with the Rydell SpeedFlex helmets, that's all going to be a thing of the past. We have these brand new locking mechanisms on the chin straps that'll go in nice and tight. It's impossible for our young athletes to take them off, and so we're guaranteed a tighter fit. And when the chin strap is fit in nice and tight, the helmet will fit nice and tight, and we believe and we know it'll give us a more secure way to play the game.
Okay, and I see there's lots of padding in there as well, and so once these kids put them on, they're going to be on.
They're going to be on, and then we'll be able to fit them to their head because of the additional padding are all air bladders. So what will happen is we'll inflate them in various spaces so that they get a contoured fit. Coach, you know that from coaching football, all the heads are so different.
Well,
and different sizes. I mean, all those kids.
Sure.
Are
I mean, one of the biggest things you battle the first week, especially when you're dealing with 6- and 7-year-olds, if you're at the Bantam level, is, coach, my head hurts. I'm not comfortable. Sure. I mean, look at it. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
it looks cool to look at.
It's cool to look at. It's not comfortable.
Well, even Peyton Manning comes off the field with that big old red mark on his head. I mean, so it's everybody at every level is working to make sure they have a tight, snug fit on the helmet to protect the head. And we know and believe that this latest in technology for football is going to keep our young athletes safe.
And that's not the only step that you are taking, because you're also training the kids different ways to tackle and to play the game, right?
Absolutely. Our league rules make it so that we have to follow the USA Football Heads Up Tackling program.
Now, explain that for us, because we may not be familiar with that.
So, in short, basically the Seattle Seahawks kind of started this revolution a handful of years ago, and what they're teaching kids, teaching their professional athletes to do, is to put their head on the near side and wrap, and to basically fall down with the opponent, instead of the violent action of trying to put your helmet into somebody and all of that. You're taught to put your helmet on the side, wrap, take down.
It's kind of like a gator roll. It's
exactly like that.
You know, is what oftentimes when we're coaching the kids, that's what we call it, a gator roll. But it's changing the way that players start and build the foundation on tackling. I mean, long gone are the days where it's okay to just spearhead someone in and
barrel
just
right in and take somebody
down.
down.
It's not happening in the NFL. It's not happening in college, and it's definitely not going to happen in the Wee Elks.
Yep. And Wee Elks, this is really a great training ground that you're going to get those skills at a young age that you can continue to build upon as well.
Absolutely. I think that a lot of coaches now at the higher levels are struggling with the fact that they have to sort of reteach football to all of their players. our kids now are going to go on to the next level, and the next level, and the next level. They're all going to have those skills. All of our coaches are certified through USA Football. It's a long course that you have to take online, and you have to renew it every season.
And that's something that to me is relatively new as well. So you know that your kids are going to be, you're typically parents I know come to the practices, but they're being taught and led by certified coaches who have gone through training, who know what to look for in terms of injury, but also can teach you the right skills to prevent an injury.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That's the concussion and the injury training is all a part of the USA certification. So.
And the reality is for our coaches is that if you've been in the community for any length of time, you've run into a Wee Elk coach. Yeah. They put in countless hours already. They put in countless time of planning and preparation. And so what we're asking them to do ahead of time is additional work, but it's work that's going to impact our athletes for years to come. And honestly, the varsity team does the same thing. And from top to bottom, our organization is really serious about making sure we have the safest, best technology and the safest tackling forms that are available out there.
Let's talk about the Wee Elks Board, because you mentioned all the training. It's an all-volunteer board, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no staff at all, which is pretty incredible when you think about the number of people. I mean, we're going to purchase 225 helmets, and any given year, we'll have at least that many players. And when you count the cheerleaders and the football players, it's
between 400 and 500. We're servicing 400 and 500 community youth with a board of 20 people, 24 people, I think. Is that
last year, I think the numbers said that we had 7,000 people come through Schoolhouse Park to watch Pee Wee football.
Yeah. Great.
That's crazy.
And then you've got coaches on top of the board,
right.
And then you've got I got to give a shout out to all the team moms and dads.
Sure.
I mean, it's really a family activity when you take part in Wee Elks.
And the concussion and injury training is something that all of the staff on the teams have to do. Team moms, anyone that's going to be on the field, including the board, they all have to take those courses.
One of the things that we're saying this year is football is family and cheer is family, because we want to remind people that the best gift that you'll get from a sport like the Wee Elks, a sport like football and cheer, is the sense of family and relationships. And when you talk to high school players, I've had the privilege of talking to some of the high school football players, and when I tell them about the Wee Elk Day, they always have a story about what happened when they went up to Northmont or Huber or wherever they were going to.
Jamestown,
it's all there. It's all there. And what happens is when you spend time with your teammates and time with a coach, your life begins to get molded by them. Our coaches and team moms are some of the best people in our community making an impact for the future of Centerville.
Yeah, well, I know my son no longer plays football. He's a senior, but actually I think 3 of his closest friends are boys that he met through Wee Elks. And
absolutely.
So it really does form those bonds. And very important, because it teaches you a lot of skills other than just the tackling and safety skills.
I have a second grader, and his coach, his name is Marcus Jackson, and he was an incredible influence on him on how to play the game and also how to show up and actually do work at practice. I mean, of course, he's in second grade, so it's not like he's the most focused child in the world, but
they aren't.
But he would listen to Coach Marcus in ways that he would never listen to me, and there's no way that I can repay Coach's ability to speak into my son's life.
Yeah, wow. When you think about that and you think about the time and effort that those coaches put in, and as we said, it really is a family event, cheer and football. For someone who may not be sure whether their child is ready, what would you suggest?
Well, you know what? I'll be the first to tell you that I didn't know that my child was ready in first grade. I played Wee Elks when I was a youngster many years ago.
Many years ago.
Many, yes. In the mid-'80s, yeah. They didn't start football until 4th grade. Okay. So when we went to the informational meeting and they were signing up first graders, I said, and I'm a huge football supporter, I said to my wife, I'm like, first grade? I don't know about that. And I'll tell you, it's the best decision we've made for him, as far as his growth as turning into a young man. He's 11 years old now, and he's made friendships that have lasted, that will continue to last. He's learned things from his coaches that, again, like Tony said, I can't teach him, even though I am one of his coaches. He listens to the other guys a lot more than me.
Always.
So,
Always.
I mean,
It's the importance of another adult, though, in your child's
absolutely.
life. Yeah.
Well, and now we're in this unique kind of season in the world where not only are we competing as adults for our child's attention, we're competing against technology that takes them all over the internet, that takes them, I mean, if I let my kids, they'll spend endless amount of hours connected to the Xbox and to the television, and they're watching YouTube videos all the time. But when it's football season, it's football season. And my son in second grade, he's outside and he's running into other kids, he's playing ball, he's having fun, and it's some of our best nights are Wee Elks nights when we're out there and the sun is setting on Schoolhouse Park. And yeah, it's a big commitment, but all things that are worth doing usually are.
Usually have an informational meeting, right, where people can ask questions and find out more information about it before registration?
Yeah, and honestly, now with technology being what it is, the best way to get a hold of us with your questions is to email us at weelks.com or weelks.org, and our web email address is listed on there. We want to answer as many as specific questions. Sure. We're also in all the carnivals throughout the entire schools. All the schools will be at the carnivals, and we'll have some booths out there for information. You know, and if you're still a little bit nervous about talking to one of us, I would say talk to another parent.
Absolutely. That's the. I would recommend anyone who has questions to talk to one of my parents who's been with the program 5-6 years now. This is our last year, and ask them. Ask them what impact football's made on their child. Ask them about our post game dinners where the whole team goes out to eat together, and it's great fellowship, it's great friendship. I couldn't recommend it more to somebody else.
How do you go about registering? Because registration is open now, right?
Registration is open, and from now until February 14th, we have a special $25 off registration. The best way to do it is online. We do everything online now, and then we'll be in touch shortly after that about fittings and getting everybody there for assessments and how getting everybody on the team. So weelks.com or weelks.org is the best way to get registered. There's about a 2-page form, and there's some payment options on how you want to sort through all that. But
we offer payment plans, which is nice.
I mean, it's really as easy as it's ever been to get registered for football and cheer. And it's such an incredible opportunity.
I wanted to talk about cheer for a moment too, because this is another great sport for kids to get involved with, and it has a similar type commitment as well.
If not more, sometimes you get into competitive cheer, and it's a long season, but your child can grow in the organization, and there's very few organizations that give that kind of permission.
I agree. The girls work so hard.
They're great athletes.
Yeah,
incredible.
I took a couple of the players from my team to go watch the comp girls from his
very
age
nice, yeah.
at the high school, and I think they were blown away at the routines and the athleticism. But again, it's a great program. But these girls, a lot of these girls came up with our football players from the beginning, and once they got past the stage of first and second grade where they're afraid of each other, of course, now they're becoming friends. So
they really support each other. I always liked it when our football team turned and watched our girls cheer, and then of course the girls were cheering for the team as well. So I thought that was really created a great sense of community as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so once again, registration is open. You want to go to...
Registration is open. weelks.com or weelks.org. You can register anytime. $25 off between now and February 14th. And then I'll go back up to normal prices after that. And if you have any questions or concerns, hit us up on our website, Facebook, Instagram. We'd love to help.
And again, if you're going to go to your child's elementary school carnival, come. Not one of us, but a board member or a coach will be there to answer any questions that you have. So.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing the information today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.